Elephants in India are revered as a cultural and religious icon. They are worshipped as Lord Ganesha or seen all decked up at festivals and processions across the country. But these giant animals are also made to suffer. Hundreds of elephants are held in captivity, often ill-treated across the country. Those in the wild are often found grievously injured in accidents or being hounded by humans when they venture into settlements. Bruised and tortured, these animals keep suffering in silence. But now, all of them can have a new destination. This is India's first specialized hospital to treat and care elephants, where these rescued animals are brought, treated and later released in the wild or sent to a conservation site. It was launched by Wildlife SOS in collaboration with the Uttar Pradesh Forest Department on November 16. Spread across 12,000 square feet in Churmura village, the hospital is very near to a conservation and care center for elephants.
We started the idea of the elephant hospital because there was a need to heal these elephants. We would find that every time we would rescue an elephant, the feet were in very bad shape, the elephants were blind sometimes, they had a lot of broken bones inside their bodies that we didn't know of, that injuries, bruises, old scars, old wounds, and there was a need to go beyond what we could see than just putting ointments and medicines on them. We needed to go inside. And so we realized that you needed a place. There was no place anywhere in India where you could actually say this was dedicated for elephants, where you could actually, from A to Z, you could do everything with an elephant in there. The initial name of the project was Field of Dreams. So the idea was it was a dream for us to make it happen. So we called this the Field of Dreams, and then the elephant hospital was inside the Field of Dreams.
The hospital is equipped with a medical hoist for lifting elephants requiring critical care, a pathology laboratory, digital weighing machine, elephants restraining device, and a dedicated indoor treatment enclosure for longer medical procedures. The facilities include hydrotherapy, wireless digital X-ray, ultrasonography.
We finally today have a hospital which has wireless radiography. We can take wireless X-rays, we can do thermal imaging, so you can actually go inside the elephant and you can see what is the point of infection. And if the swelling is in a different place but the point of infection is different, usually you're only treating the symptom from outside. But if you use a thermal image, you can actually see what the exact point of infection is. So it's so much science, so much technology that helps us go into the elephant to understand what the problems are.
The whole point of this hospital is to have a specialized elephant facility, veterinary specialized elephant facility, where we can bring those elephants and treat them with compassion, can give them better care, better management, can do complex surgeries on elephants. That's something we really look forward to. Which we can do in this facility now, maybe conduct eye surgeries or dental surgeries, that kind of stuff.
Elephants in India are an endangered species, and their numbers have been dwindling over the years due to poaching, accidents and natural calamities. In 2012, India had around 30,000 elephants across the country, but their numbers dropped by 3,000 within next 5 years. India started Project Elephant in 1992 to protect the Asian elephant, its habitat and corridors, and address the man-elephant conflict. Since then, the government has been counting the elephant population every 4 to 5 years. Currently, there are 29 elephant reserves across India, covering over 65,000 square kilometers. But loss and degradation of wildlife habitats, including the elephant corridors, are increasing the human-elephant conflict. One of them is near this new hospital. Wildlife SOS opened India's first and only elephant conservation and care center in Mathura 8 years ago.
Wildlife SOS had been wanting to work with the issue of cruelty to captive elephants for quite a while. And our work, for me personally, the work became very personal and intense when I met with an elephant called Champa, and she was very abused by her owner and had a terrible abscess on one leg, but yet she was being used, groaning in pain, taking children and tourists for rides on her back. And for 9 years we tried to rescue her, we couldn't, and it was only in our 10th year of association of treating her, getting my vet to come down, this was in the road between Delhi to Agra, that we managed to take her away. And after that it was a love affair with elephants.
This place is now home to over 20 rescued elephants who spent a lifetime in confinement. Some of them are critically injured, traumatized, even left to die.
Well, for example, our second elephant was Bhola, and he was blind. His mahout was drunk on his back. And I give Bhola's example because this is so typical of the fate of so many of our elephants. Bhola is a good example of what happens when people are not careful about the elephants they own. The mahout was drunk on his back and he was blind, so he was just walking, and headlong a truck came and hit him. And he was absolutely left on the road for dead. We went there with a crane actually to help the police to remove him, and then we found his eyelids flickered a bit. And we said, oh my God, he's alive. And then we used that same crane to lift him. And he was a bundle of bones. So it was not just a question of that immediate impact in an accident. It was also so many years of abuse that is literally his skeleton was showing through and the skin was hanging on him. So we thought this elephant can't make it. But we brought him to our center, and our first elephant was already there. And that is when we realized the power of these elephants and the importance of their emotional life to them. Because Bhola bonded very strongly with the female elephant that we had, and they started eating from the same bowl. And I think she did a lot of mothering and nurturing, which made Bhola literally live. And today, of course, he's with us, and he's a very healthy, happy elephant, but you can still see his back is a bit deformed and the spinal curvature is not normal.
Every person out there must understand that every elephant that you see in a temple or in a circus or at a tourist place where you're asked to ride, you must remember that that elephant has been taken from the wild as a baby, taken away from its family, beaten, traumatized, tortured, so that you can ride it. So please don't ride elephants as a tourist. It might be a few moments of fun for you, but it has been a nightmare of a lifetime for that elephant.
Now, the Wildlife SOS's dedicated team of veterinarians and trained staff work round the clock to cater to the needs of their rescued elephants and reassure them that they are at a safe place.
Captive elephants, when they come to us, they 100% of the time they have very bad foot conditions like overgrown toenails and abscesses, like chronic abscesses. And the elephant is sometimes not even able to walk properly because of those issues. Mia was rescued from a circus in Tamil Nadu, and so Mia has a chronic problem that she was forced to ride a bicycle, and because she was forced to pedal, her foot orientation actually changed. So it looks like that she's standing perfectly fine and aligned her body and everything, but actually her foot has been aligned like this in a slanting way, and that tends to put too much pressure on her front toes. But this is something that has become, we cannot, it's a deformity now, and no matter how much we treat it, we just can't treat it. It's become chronic. So for that reason, the medical hoist will help us move the elephant very comfortably.
The place will also serve as a tourist attraction. An observation deck has been set up to allow tourists and students to observe and learn about elephants' behavior and treatment from a safe distance. The Wildlife SOS's goal is now to develop a model for management of Asian elephants in captivity across the world.